So recently there's this clip going around with Dr. Chanel Bryant, I believe is her name. She is considered a relationship expert, and I get it, like she has all the degrees. But this particular clip, the gentleman asked her about her relationship and her situationship. Now, I don't think you have to be perfect to give out good advice. I really don't. But I do think that you can glean more from a person who actually knows how to walk through the concepts of relationship in a relationship more so than to analyze and think about and study other people's relationships and have so much to say about them. I don't always like her energy, kind of, and she's doctor who she is, so she's worked hard for that. I believe that, but I don't like the judgmental energy that comes from her and her advice when she's talking to women, particularly about what they should have, and even some of these men. Some of her advice and things that I heard her say, I totally agree with, but if you're going to position yourself as a relationship expert, I want you to have have done relationships well. So to hear her say that she's been in some situationship for, I think she said 9 years, that makes me leery. And again, I don't think you have to be perfect to have done, to give advice in relationships. But I personally, I want to talk to the person who's either gone through the fire and made it on the other side, or who learn from the process, but not convincing other people that there has to be this perfection in relationships and they haven't found the perfection themselves. Because there is no perfection in relationships. Relationships are hard, they're messy, they're challenging, they're good, they're bad, they're ugly, they're beautiful. They're all the things. But what are you willing to do to grow? I believe every marriage is really God's way of wanting to wake you up to who you are and heal you to bring you more like Christ, period. And you cannot do that if you're overthinking about how good your spouse is supposed to be, or all this emotional awareness where you're so aware that you're not willing to feel pain and you want to avoid the challenges, because that's what life is, and that's what marriage is, and that's a part of the process. So just be careful. Like, whoever you're going to get your work from, or you're going to get help from with healing your marriage, make sure that it's a realistic thing and not this fantasy idea of what true emotional awareness and healing is, because it's really there to help you communicate more effectively, be more understanding, understand yourself. I've been doing this marriage thing for 28 years. My husband and I teach a class, and what we're doing is helping couples understand themselves. We're not just sharing how we think they should do it or giving advice, but we're giving them tools and strategies for understanding themselves individually in the marriage so that they can create a wonderful marriage for each other, not just this notion of, if you are a wife or if you're a husband, these are the things you should be doing. And what I love about our class is the results and the way our couples get excited and recognize what we always believe. Sometimes it's not a marriage problem, it's a you problem. And when you recognize that there's some stuff in you that you need to deal with, overcome, face, and you're willing to do that with someone, man, what a wonderful, loving relationship you can have.